Hi, this is Larry from YouTube Garden. Today we're going to have a little talk about growing plants from cuttings. Calling them cuttings is a little bit of a misnomer because you actually break them off of the plant for the most part, but you can cut them with pruning shears, and the usual way of doing this with other plants is to actually cut off the stems. Tomatoes are very good at growing from different parts of the plant. When you take a look at the tomato, what you'll see are these small areas where new leaves form and new branches branch out from the plant. This is called a crotch. Out of the crotch, new stems grow. These types of stems are called suckers, and they reach out and try essentially to reach the ground eventually and grow another plant. That's how tomatoes spread out. You can break these off and plant them, and we found that they do eventually grow a plant, but the process is relatively slow. You can also do it with leaves. It's even slower. What we found, the best way to root is to actually break off an entire piece with a crotch at the top, and that allows you to get a rooting system that is complete, and the plant will root extremely quickly when you do it this way, because the plant is complete and continues to grow new leaves while it's actually rooting, and it allows you to show that the plant is very healthy. We prefer to root our systems in water, and the reason we do this, a lot of people say that it's better to root in soil. Now, here are two plants that we did root in soil. The problem with soil, and this plant rooted extremely well, it's very healthy and it can go straight into the ground. This plant didn't do so well. And one of the problems here is not the fact that you do lose some stems, you always will. The problem is that you cannot see if your plant is rooting. And sometimes we've seen other cases where the plant is staying green and looking healthy, and yet it's not rooted yet. We pulled the plant out of the soil and it's not rooted yet. What we're going to do here is we're going to take a look now at some of the plants that we've planted for rooting. This is a couple we just put in, and as you can see, there's no sign at the base of any kind of a root. They're just essentially stems that have been broken off of the main plant. Now, the advantage of planting these in water, as I was saying before, is in soil you can't see the root. But in water, you can clearly see when a plant is ready, when a plant is starting to show roots. And there they are. Now, some people say that if you start them in soil, they're hardier. This is a new one that was just added and doesn't have any roots. Here's one you can see some roots forming out of the bottom of the plant. And here's one with some fairly predominant roots right at the base. And those will continue to grow outwards and eventually form the entire root system for the plant. Being able to see exactly when they root tells you exactly when to put them in the soil. They say that they may be hardier out of soil and rooted from soil, but what we found is that that's not really the case. The plants seem to do just fine as long as you give them plenty of water when you transplant them into the soil. They will wilt for a day or two, but after that day or two is over, they come back just as strong and grow just as strong and healthy a plant as those that are rooted in soil. So what we have here are actually a number of different plants. We have cherries, a grape, we have a better boy, and we have some legends over here, and they're all healthy as stems in the root. And this is actually a Juliet grape that was rooted, say, starting about a week ago, and it rooted fine into the soil. Thanks for watching. This is Larry from YouTube Garden.